Bilal Coulibaly. Okay, guys, it's happening. I mean, this kid tonight had 18 points. He shot 66.7% from the field, 4 of 7 from 3 for 57%, grabbed 7 rebounds, 3 assists, had 4 steals. Even though we lost 94 to 102 to the Brooklyn Nets, the man's averaging so far this season through what? I guess is it 10 games? And it is through 9 games, my apologies. So far through 9 games, this is a team that, I mean, Bilal is averaging what? About like 24 and a half minutes a night. 2.6 field goals made, shooting about 5 of them. So he's shooting like 54% from the field. 3.5 of those shots are threes, and he's hitting them at almost 44% while grabbing about 3 boards, dishing out 2 assists, about having a steal a night. And he's not turning the ball or, turning the ball over, fouling too much. But Bilal Coulibaly is definitely a guy boasting a 7'3" wingspan. He's showing off his ability. And pre-draft, he was a guy that I was really high on. I thought he was a lottery pick. I knew that, the half-court offense was going to be something that was going to be the swing scale, especially in his rookie year, because of the immense raw and unrefined, skill sets he has. But buying into his game, what we're seeing is this guy who has these athletic tools that are second to none. And he plays at 110%, super unselfish. And he's always, taking advantage of open space to get out there. And, he's shown that he's working on that handle. He knows that he's got that downhill speed, and he knows the potential that he has. And he has this willingness to understand his role, play with a high motor, and do whatever it takes to stay on the floor and help his team win. And defensively, like, his physical gifts actually give him the chance to be an all defensive guy. And the jump shot doesn't look broken. He clearly has natural touch. And even if it's, he's going to be a low volume offensive player right now, and that handle is going to take some time to develop. And this is a guy who we're seeing the flashes of what this multi-year project will look like when we're able to reap the benefits of the fruit that is, Bilal Coulibaly. But already he's being able to play because he can, he's shown that he's not a step slow when he's away from the ball. Right now, I think you're buying into a guy who has a really high floor, and he also has the ability to have a high ceiling. So I think overall, he's more of a secondary creator, but he's showing that he's the epitome of a player that you will want to see what he can do and get the best, because you're going to value the best flashes. And obviously, we can sit here and nitpick about him, but the willingness to go slow with him, the Wizards are doing, let him just figure it out, is the return's going to be immense, because the dividends that can come from having a guy like Bilal Coulibaly on your team on a regular basis is huge on my part. And I don't know why, guys, my apology. I thought this was looping, but it's not. The music should be looping. But for me, I do look at this and I wonder, okay, I'm a big fan of what they potentially could do, because with a guy like Bilal Coulibaly, his potential of being, an all-star is there if he can, follow a similar training methodology that Jaylen Brown went through, which Jaylen Brown, we all know, wasn't the best offensive guy. He was a defensive first guy when he came into the NBA. And with time, he was able to become a better shooter, a better creator for others, and not just, a shooter, but a scorer for himself, and being able to create for himself by using his handle. And I think, the handle, because we all know Bilal Coulibaly shows natural touch when he's shooting, but when, he's in the open space, sometimes he gets hiccups because of that handling, similar to what a young Jaylen Brown looked like when he was coming out of Cal. And if, I have a firm belief that, if they can, I guess mirror and try to mimic how the Celtics slowly spoon-fed Jaylen Brown in the same way they do to Bilal Coulibaly, that development I think is going to be a lot better, or a lot quicker than we would initially have thought, because again, the swing skill is the ball handling in terms of being able to create for himself, to be able to be a secondary, because we all know he's not going to be a primary shot creator, but to be able to be a secondary shot creator and not be someone that has to be reliant on a facilitator or a ball handler to create for him. So I think that's where we're starting to see the flashes that, yes, that is possible, and it's not something that we should, that's why this was a guy who the floor is really high, that he's going to be, if the handling and the shooting isn't super consistent, or if he's just a low volume offensive player, the floor is still really high because he has that all defensive potential on the other side. I just want to finish explaining the comparison of Jaylen Brown and Bilal Coulibaly because the audio got messed up. Again, like I said, because Bilal Coulibaly has that all defensive potential, we need to mimic what the Celtics did and work on the ball handling. And the shooting's clearly natural. Just work on the ball handling so you can be a secondary creator instead of being a guy who has to rely on a facilitator or a ball handler to create for him. And that's the whole swing style. That's the difference from him being just an all defensive player along the lines of, like, I want to say maybe a more athletic. He's going to be his own player, but basically they can follow the blueprint that the Celtics created with Jaylen Brown, and we could potentially have a similar high upside guy like Mr. Brown and Bilal Coulibaly. So it's very, very possible. So that's where I just want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you guys believe in Bilal Coulibaly, or is this just me? And if so, let me know why. But yeah, guys, sorry about that audio right there. I messed up and it's just weird. So if you made this far, like and comment, subscribe. Bye.